Hello everybody. John Herschel was one of the 19th century's great polymaths who made important discoveries in the field of astronomy, but also advanced considerably the field of photography. And it was on this day in 1839 that he made his first photographic negative on a glass plate using silver chloride. Very complicated process compared with the ease with which we can make photographs. But photography, and it was he who invented the word, photography has given enormous pleasure to huge numbers of people over the decades since then, not least now that we can take photographs digitally almost anywhere at any time with our phones. I read recently an article and I recommend you have a look at my comment because the source is a very valuable one in many fields. I read an article which suggested that we need to look carefully at the language we use about photography, because we tend to talk about taking photographs, about going out and finding something to capture in our picture. The comment pointed out that actually for most of us who take photographs, that isn't always the experience. If we're photographing nature particularly, the experience is much more one of receiving, not of being active and going out and getting, but being much more passive and allowing ourselves to receive what the object of our picture gives us. And it seemed to me to be a valuable way of thinking about our lives, because it is often the way that we see life as an opportunity to be proactive, to go out and get, to be creative, to be assertive, to make things happen. And actually sometimes it's much more important to be passive and to let things come to us that we can imbibe and enjoy and receive. Clearly life is a balance between these two things. We need both, of course. But I think sometimes the time spent just receiving, just looking, just listening, just trying to be aware of ourselves and the world around us, that tends to get pushed on one side because of the pressures of our busy lives. And so today I think it's worth remembering to do that. But it's also important, not just for our own well-being, but because it reflects an attitude to the natural world if we're all the time going out and taking it. It reminds me of the words in Genesis where God says that human beings are put in charge of the world, of the created order. And that is often taken to mean, though I'm sure it needn't, that the world is ours to take and do what we want with. And of course, that's not how it is. We need to respect the world of nature, God's creation, to receive its joys and delights, not to exploit it, of course, and to allow it to be for us an environment which we can be in and enjoy.